Very good people. Welcome to yet another episode of this lovely show, Daily Grind. Definitely, it's the dopest, the hottest, and coolest show around town. Not only that, but also your number one high school edutainment show. We are yet back with another discussion, a very lovely discussion with me, your host Hussein Kabogoza, Rashida, and Mariam. Over they went to protect their gains.
Yep.
I don't know. Over umbrella Imamboli. Anyway, we leave that aside. That's not today's discussion. Definitely with me today, I have a very lovely lady with me who is going to join us in the conversation on our lovely topic today. And I'll give her a chance to first introduce herself, then we can proceed.
Hi everyone watching our show Daily Grind. My name is Kanyike Hanat Mahmoud, a student of Karempe Muslim Secondary School, Senior 6.
Senior 6.
Yes.
You're welcome, Hanat. We
Thank
are
you.
very, very, very excited to have you. So, as you can see partly on the screen there, we're going to have a conversation today, a very sensitive conversation. Definitely, we told you with Daily Grind, we talk about those things that many people run away from, but they are actually the realities that happen within our high schools. Today, we are going to talk about homosexuality. So, there is one thing here. We're going to talk about whether it's genuine attraction or is it just a phase? Is it curiosity in the teenage era? And what is the way forward? How should we handle such people? How can we help them? Because I think homosexuality is not news.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Because only that people try to, beat around the bush. Actually, tebagala kwogera n'abaana about things like homosexuality,
No.
Advising them and all.
It depends the
parents are shy.
No, it depends the parents.
Bw'ababo bakutuuza ne bagamba nti Hanat kati.
No, actually, our Wednesday, it depends the parent. Someone that kati waliwo abantu abamu nga baana bakikadde you're 18, your dad is 65 years old.
Ng'alaba bimuswaza.
Exactly. Nga taata wali myaka. In fact, when you look at your counterparts, bosoma nabo nga jajja waabwe gwe taatawo.
But there is no problem
So
with that.
sometimes the parent might not be fine with it, but if you have elder siblings, I feel like that should be their role.
But then never elder siblings tebalina kye babagamba. So who is going to advise you? Because I think if at all we realize that something is a very big concern in society, the first person to sit down children, abaana obatuuza n'obagamba, so and so. But anyways, and also schools, what schools do when they get you, they expel you there and then. We are going to have a very broad conversation about that particular topic. And the first thing we want to discuss, what do you think is the cause of homosexuality in high school, specifically high school?
First of all, what causes homosexuality is, first and foremost, is the money. Money, because some of them are paid to be homosexual. Some of them
Money?
Yes, some people are paid.
Really?
Yes, some people are paid to be homosexual. Then other people, it's peer pressure. And another thing is what is it? Like
The stage?
No, it's not a stage. It's not a stage because at the end of the day, homosexuals have always been there. But at this point in time, there are very many. Kati bangi nnyo okusinziira we baalinga. So it's not a stage. It's just that I think it's social media influence. Social media influence, money, and then the people we make our friends.
Social media because very many things exist on social media. Social media singa yali muntu bannange.
Yandibadde mukomera.
Because what do you mean? Everything social media. Actually, that's, we have a gap in society. Abazadde ba millennial, kati abaana tuli ba Gen Z.
Gen Z awe wasinga obba obuzibu.
Omutwe gunnuma social media. Kino kinnuma olubuto olukuluma social media. Then I usually ask myself
because at the end of that day, kati kankubira omuzadde lwaki agenda kugamba nti no essimu eyo yaleeta ebizibu ebyo byonna because ogenda gaana okulya osigobere ku ssimu. Ng'enjala ekuluma tokikolangako.
Ndeka mukwano.
Kati ebyo byogera kuba tuli mu kamera. Enjala ekuluma. N'ogamba eno episode bw'etagwa sisitukawo. Era kati omuzadde wonna omugamba nti olubuto olukuluma agenda kugamba essimu.
Social media is one of the causes.
Yes, because now let me give an example. The series we watch on Netflix, those things.
By the
Omuntu agenda
way.
laba series nga mulimu couples abagge nga mukaaga.
By the way,
ono omwana alina emyaka 12 wa senior 1. What do you expect them to think?
I was going to watch a certain movie, but what bothered me, point go, Amanda the man kissing.
Filimu yakatandika.
Exactly.
Zina waliwo sebije nali njagala ennyo naye nenema.
Actually, bani abana Uganda, bani abana Africa, because anyako film, because it's only in Africa where we have that homosexual sentiment. So the moment we are always consuming content that is telling us, okay, it's fine
people are doing it.
It's fine, people are doing it. It's something that is normal.
Those people made it look like those gay people have to be rich. They have to be, I don't know, they have to live a life of luxury in the movie and even in real life.
So this is basically why most students, most high school students, so most high school students
actually attracted. Kale kituufu abazadde abamu tebaagala wa abaana ssente naye abazadde abamu bawa abaana ssente, that's the fact. It's just abaana babeera baagala kusukkuluma ku bazadde baabwe kye babawa. Oshege.
They want more.
Exactly. Omuzadde akuwa emitwalo 5 oba 10. The people
monthly salary, but okay.
It's true. That's someone's monthly salary. Naye ate gobakuwa emitwalo 5 and then you're hanging out with people who are given 500,000 shillings.
So that's the peer pressure you were talking about.
Exactly. So bali omutwalo ku teen nawe goyagala okulya.
So it's the peer pressure that pushes these people to go and
and not being contented. Not being contented.
Oh, okay.
Because they're giving you what they think is enough. And actually, if you really understand the kind of home you come from, what they give you will appreciate it and budget on that.
So, and I think as a parent, instead of gaslighting the child that you're asking for too much and all, you can sit them down. This is what I have. And I have provided for you to go to school.
And another mistake parents do is, okay, we all want a good future for our children, but don't take your child to a school where they are going to get oppressed and depressed. Don't.
But so I refuse my child to go to a good school because they are going to find richer people.
Not that. There are good schools. You get. There are very many good schools out there. But for you stick on that one school, but not knowing, okay, you might work here and there and you get the school fees, but can you sustain your child in that school? How you get?
I understand.
You're going to depress this child.
I think it goes down to a parent
talking to their child.
Talk to the child
and make them understand what's happening.
Exactly. There is no need to have always that exchange of just showing that superiority complex.
Yeah.
This is 2026. Yeah, that's basically it. So the other thing, one of the causes of homosexuality, more so in high schools, and that's why actually in 2023 we had kids striking. Like there's a school in the West, well known for strike, names withheld, well known for strikes because of homosexuality. And this is a time where most people choose to become homosexuals because of the reasons we've talked about. But the other reason I think is because it is a stage where someone is trying to explore their emotions. Do you know that actually I had an accident with a certain kid who was called for being homosexual? But then I realized...
You talked to him one-on-one?
Yes. They were actually like 3. I talked to them. But I realized... And these kids were... Usually the classes are Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3.
Yeah.
And this is the stage, ngomwana ali naive. You understand? There, in high school, there's that level of normalization of, everyone must have a boyfriend or girlfriend, or I should be in a relationship, or I should love someone. You understand? So at the end of the day, when someone is not well guided in that stage, and we live in an era that says, okay, you can have that relationship, anyway, so I think that part of it is really important because usually parents basindika abaana ku ssomero Form 1 amututte mu kisulo, but parents still see these kids as babies. Omwana muto waliwo ebintu byatalina kwogerako, but remember you've pushed them to a school that has Form 1 to Form what?
Form 6.
To Form 6.
There are people who are 20 years old.
There are people that are 20, there are people that are 21. So definitely they are going to have all that. So even if the conversation might be a bit mature, sometimes it can be necessary. You understand?
Yeah.
because it doesn't always have to get to onomanam to. And by the way, some people like we've taken them to. But schools have their own priorities. Schools are not there to invest in people's relationships and all that. And schools
People are not there to nurture your children.
You might be in school, but a school can't be everywhere. Trust me. The school can't.
Yeah.
Teachers also have their homes. You understand? So I think it goes down to the parent. That part, ngomwana agenamo second really. Because if that wasn't the reason, we wouldn't have most cases of homosexuality coming in between Form 1 and Form 3. Do you understand? Because that is the stage ngomwana yakayingira chi, yakayingira.
But some parents are doing their job. It's just these children with the problem.
The children are with the problem.
Yes, and they have this mentality. You know those people have a motto that says love is love.
Love is love.
Yes. Those people have that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
That you feel like, first of all, there are people that claim that they are born like that. That is a lie.
They are born like that.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Actually,
it's the environment
and
that changes you into
building
that.
the emotional intelligence of the child. Because what do you mean you are born like that? Eh? What do you mean?
Why?
Because if everyone was, I think this is something you learn. You choose to learn.
You choose to be.
So everyone out there, because these are things that happen. You're starting to get feelings for the fellow sex,
but
right?
it doesn't make sense.
But just know it is just a phase. It is just a phase. You understand? It is all about you beating that
But
phase.
why doesn't this phase come for everyone?
Exactly. Also, you should ask. No, you should ask yourself, Aunt Chengamba, as a person.
Abalanga your phase bote bajitam.
We have different lives.
Are you the one that is abnormal or them?
Exactly. What I'm saying, you should realize that the moment anything like that comes up, you should realize that there is a problem, and it starts from you as an individual.
Yeah.
Because if you can't claim you are born like that, when it's possible for you to change.
Exactly.
You understand? Because and these are things parents will not even tell you, or even teachers at school. And you can't blame teachers in such cases. The situation is already bizarre.
Yeah, by the way.
And you know how
there is no going back.
And there is no going back. So we should go back to the stage where everything starts from.
The parent.
So welcome to this part of the podcast where we talk about rights that students have.
Yeah.
Because, daily grind, it's important for you to know your rights as a student, so that new curriculum So last week we talked about the right from corporal punishment. We talked about the limits that canes should have.
Yeah.
And all those sorts of things. We talked about this. So the right that we have today is the right to privacy in personal belongings and information. So many people think that kids don't have a right to privacy. Those random searches in dorm. But anyway, you're going to have your judgment after I explain all the rights.
You explain.
So what this right means is that students have a right to personal privacy, meaning teachers, prefects, and school administrators cannot search your bag, phone, locker, or dorm property, without a valid reason for reasonable suspicion.
For reasonable suspicion.
Anyway, without a valid reason or reasonable suspicion. So privacy includes your messages, your diary, your medical or counseling records, your academic records, your personal conversations, and these cannot be exposed or used against you without justification. For example, most of us take the law lightly. Yeah? Do you think it's fine for you to get someone's diary, and read it out like no class? What do you mean?
Yeah, that is not good. That is not good. But
anyway, so are there any authorities in Uganda that support the right to privacy? But definitely in Uganda there is no specific law that supports students' right to privacy, but there are other legal ingredients that actually speak to the extent to which students' rights to privacy should be respected. For example, the Constitution of Uganda, as amended in Article 27, guarantees the right to privacy of person, home, and property. And we all know this must definitely apply to schools because students are also citizens.
Yeah, they're also
students
people.
are citizens. But also in the same constitution, that is the Children's Act, children are protected from degrading treatment.
What do you mean by degrading treatment?
It's
Okuswaza
okuswaza
Oh my
abaana.
God.
We are in the 21st century. Okuswaza can't be the way of disciplining someone. And anyway, thank God the law talks about it. Humiliation,
The law talks
unnecessary
about it,
intrusion.
naye babiwulira.
So, and this is why we are talking about
Yeah.
it. Abana bamanye, unnecessary intrusion.
What do you mean by unnecessary intrusion?
Some school
Some
administrations are so
teachers.
nosy.
Oh,
So nosy. Anyway, and unlawful interference in their personal affairs.
but
So,
sometimes that school is just trying to do what they
yes,
think
and this is
right.
and this is why laws always have exceptions, and this is why the law or the right has the part it says, unless there is reasonable.
Yeah.
You understand? Also, international law, because you might think this is a law that Uganda came and cooked up as a society, as the whole world. The UN Convention on the Rights of Children in Article 16 also talks about the protection that children should have from arbitrary or unlawful interference with privacy, attacks on honor or reputation. For example, I think this is why the government banned these things of amasomero gaagala okwelanga ne balaalasa results z'abaana.
Oh,
I think this is why government stopped schools from.
the government banned it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
didn't
didn't.
it? It did.
But it's not a
Making
bad
the
thing.
results public. No, that is personal data.
Yeah, it's
Even
personal
if I
data.
got for
It's
aggregate
personal
on
data,
27.
but then the school is trying to, I don't know, to attract more people.
It is personal data. It is personal data. Anyway, I'll cross-check and see. And definitely for this international law, Uganda is definitely a signatory, which means that these rules also apply to Ugandan students. So let's talk about the exception of this right. When can the privacy be limited? So a school may legally check your belongings only if there is reasonable suspicion, for example, possession of dangerous items. When they carry knives.
Abaana bookya amasomero nze mbatya.
Exactly. We've seen very many schools banning. If it is done respectfully. Yes, it must be done respectfully.
Right now you are.
I understand.
Right now we are suspecting you of murder. Was respectively.
Murder. It doesn't always have to be murder. Usually there are these bookcases. Okay, I won't call them bookcases because usually some kids sneak cocaine and all those sorts of things. But do it
with
respectfully.
Cookies. Now you want me to hold you with cookies like eggs?
Also, it should be done by an authorized person. You should be present during the
what an
search.
authorized person? What an
Those
authorized
are school
person?
administrators. Authorized.
Obedduyagala HM ave mu ofiisi ye maama gye tukebere with cookie.
I just like people don't respect laws. People like cannot. You have your interpretations.
Nedda.
Also, they should not
Authorized
publicly
person.
humiliate you.
Authorized person okukebera ebintu by'omwana mu dormitory wadde ni metro.
Okay, but they shouldn't publicly humiliate
Yeah,
you.
that is true. That is true. Even if you're in wrong, your respect has to be maintained.
Exactly, because what gives us worth as human beings is dignity.
Yeah.
I might have done something wrong, but why would you? Why would you?
Publicize it.
There should be proof.
But
There should be proof.
sometimes they do this thing, humiliating them, so that they can, like, wekube mutima, chikulume chokoze.
Anyway, for that particular section, it means that a school or a fellow student can actually face legal consequences if at all it is ruled within the court that there was a breach in the right to privacy. So this is something we should know about. Nowadays we do things laissez-faire. Ojja kugwa ku mwana wa lawyer kukuba omusango. You see how schools engeri gye zitagalamu awo.
But then, I don't know. Sometimes causing a scene is not very necessary.
But anyway, let's go back to the
fighting
discussion.
for your rights is a must. You have to fight for your rights.
Let's go back to the discussion of today's topic.
Now, this rights.
Come back from that lovely Know Your Rights session. hopefully it has been constructive and it is something you can actually do and put into consideration as an individual. Because what we care about as daily grind is not only pumping you with entertainment, but giving you some level of like valuable information that you can actually use. We are not instigating violence, but laws are laws and they should be respected. So going into furthering our conversation, so I want us to talk about how schools usually handle the cases
Homosexual
when they
cases.
come about.
In
And I think
most
it's
schools.
what schools usually do. I think that
Most
is
schools,
obvious.
it's expulsion.
Exposure.
Yes, they expel you because at the end of the day,
Mm.
you're going to start sharing,
Spreading the vice.
spreading your vice in the other good students.
In the good student.
Now you with your problems, as you said, you go back home. Omanyi abaganda bagamba ebidiba bidwanyi nibyo. So you go back to your home and you be with your parent. So your parent can, I don't know, they can talk to you and see what they can do for you because the school, you're getting out of hand.
Do you think that's the best way of handling such cases?
Depending on the stage the child has reached on.
Waliwo
omwana watuuka nga takyasoboka.
Mhm.
No, waliwo omwana watuuka nga takyasoboka. You know, kati there is this thing maybe like you've not caught them in action, they are just being reported maybe because they were seen doing what, and you know.
But there's no smoke without fire, really.
Exactly. Ati, we're talking about the part where the fire has not yet caught. But there is an extent where the child is no longer possible.
So
when
when does the fire so when does the fire catch?
Anti kati awe gambidde. You know, there is
Ngatandise okwana.
they are going into intimacy that is out of hand. There is this part where maybe they're just looking at other people. You know, that part where maybe the person is not yet sure. Those ones can be talked to. You can talk to them, you can counsel them, you can try and work on them.
Anyway, me, I think definitely at some point, chibate chewalika, the school feels like this person should leave.
And
which
even
is
the
actually
image
good.
of the school should be
But
protected.
I think if at all we consider it as advice, I think as society, there should be that level of rehabilitation we give this person. Because tell me why when I kill someone, I'm going to go to jail and get rehabilitation. But if someone becomes homosexual, now that's the end of their life. Everyone sees them as trash, everyone sees them as the end of the day. I'm not saying that it's fine for them to be, but what I'm saying is that there should be some level of redemption
There should also be
for these individuals. Like the counseling, you know, mentoring them and something like that. Because actually,
they should also be given a second chance.
Second chance, in one way or the other. You know this boy I was telling you about? So, this boy I was telling you about, so they caught them and they were homosexuals. What the parent does comes with all the anger. Omwana namukuba paka we yayiko omusaayi.
Auntie, ekyo yakikola out of anger, but at the end of the day, you after some time you calm down as a parent, and then you see this girl at Kwepasa, that girl. Obviously, they hit her. They hit her around, but I'm sure when they went home, okay, maybe after the hitting, her mom calmed down and talked to her. So because it's just out of anger. You just snap and you just do all that.
I've actually heard of a case where omwana bamukuba essomero ne limugoba. Bamukwata nga ali homosexual, essomero ne limugoba. Essomero ne limugoba omuzadde n'amukuba nnyo. Now when that child is overbeaten, the kid runs back to school. They sneak back into school. You understand?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, has society tried to pull people out of it? Because kati nze onkubye bangobye ku ssomero nawe omuzadde ogambye nkulessera ab'ensi okitegeera. That means you're saying it's fine. And if at all it ends, no, if it ends on me getting expelled from school, you're basically saying it's fine for me to do it, but it's not fine in school, but it's fine for me to do it elsewhere. Because if I'm going to go home omuzadde angobe okitegeera kiringa kigamba nti wobeere ye walala osobola obikola. What I'm saying is that
you're trying to say that omuzadde abeererewo omwana ono in that harsh time.
Yes.
Because but it's hard to be there for them. It's hard.
Because if you are young, parents always want to guide children in very many things.
Why not that one?
Why not this one?
Because this is, you know, there are normal things. Some things are normal.
There is nothing
Theft,
wrong
no,
that is
listen,
normal.
listen. Theft is wrong, but it is normal. Because
Okay.
everyone okujjako nga yagala tulimba kyogamba tobangako kusukaali wamu.
Okumunoona. Yeah.
Exactly.
Omuntu bwa bulijjo, but
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. For example, getting a girl pregnant is wrong. It is wrong, but it is normal.
it is not normal.
It is wrong, but it is normal.
Okay, just say it usually happens.
It doesn't
It
usually
happens.
happen.
It
happens,
Okay,
sorry.
it happens.
It happens, yes.
Okay.
So,
But now we are also living in a world where homosexuality is happening.
it is not normal. It is not
Yes.
natural. It is something that you.
So there is this thing that
It's very hard to even contemplate in the head. Like, how do you come up with such an idea?
Anyway, so there's this thing I saw that was moving around. I don't know how true it was, that government had made it legal. And this is what people were saying.
What
That
made
government
what
has
legal?
made it legal for students to have boy-girl relationships in schools as a way of fighting homosexuality. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's okay. Boy-girl relationships, depending on the class.
Because-
But listen, the problem, another thing that causes these things of homosexuality, you fall in love when you're in P6.
What?
You're 10 years old, you're in love. By the time you're in P6, by the time you're in senior 5, men are dogs.
Okay.
Because you started dating when you were in P6. What did you expect? By the time you're in senior 5, you'll be saying men are dogs. Oh, Papachi, kakana. I believe unless you die, there is time. The time is not so big, but there is time for you to do those things. But you're in senior 1, but you're in love. By the time you reach senior 6, you'll be saying men are dogs. If you're a boy, you'll be saying women are bad.
Women are bad.
Because they have broken your heart.
So these people that become homosexuals are looking for love.
Exactly.
Desperate love.
Bakumenya do mutima. You feel like you're going to say men are dogs, and then you're going to resort to something else. And that is going to be what? Obviously, you're going to find a girl who is going to understand you, you're crying. Girls have a lot of drama. So you're drama, vichi. And then she's going to be there for you. At the end of the day, you'll catch feelings for this girl, and then you'll become homo.
So talking about girls, I usually see girls. For girls, it's fine for you to hug the way you want, to exchange pecks, to exchange all those things.
As a man.
No, because someone will say, as a man, why are you hugging?
Why are you hugging?
No. So my question is, where does that leave us in this whole situation where kids are at a risk of adapting the vice? Yeah? Because, if I go on and hug someone, a fellow man, the way girls do.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Girls even carry themselves on their laps.
I've not seen that one, but
Really?
okay. I've not
But
seen
it seems fine. Yeah, it seems. But for a man, nobody even laughing. As a man, why are you laughing?
Why? What
with
is
a
funny?
fellow man?
No, what is funny?
What's funny about your fellow man?
What is funny when no government?
Eh?
What is
Okay.
funny?
Okay.
But anyway, but I feel like
Don't you think society is not strict enough on how girls behave vis-a-vis each
No.
other, more so in schools?
it's because, first of all, I feel like the masculine part, being a man, you shouldn't be that affectionate. You shouldn't.
So
It's
abawala
weird.
bo bakirizibwa okutijja.
Yes, omuwala akirizibwa okutijja because you are a girl. Girls
Okay.
have drama.
So don't
Omuwala
actually
agenda veri akaabe nga talina kyabadde.
the last female to female homosexual case I saw, these girls were besties. Besties.
Awo nawo waliwo ensonga besties.
They were besties. You prepare your friend tea in the morning. You come and
Very
cover
weird
them on
stuff.
the bed and all. For me, what I'm saying, just like there is a limit to how a man is expected to behave with a fellow man,
There should
because
be a limit
now,
for the females also.
even back then, the whole idea of homosexuality was more of streamlined to males because it was mostly known in males. Yeah, but nowadays, because there is no that level of strict nature onto the female gender as well, we are having most of the cases increasing within females. That's why in many single-sex schools, girls, they are chasing homosexuals day and day. Because we have normalized the see, carry me, cup of tea, stand me cup, and all those sorts of things.
And covering yourselves up.
There's also this thing. Do you think it's true that being in a single-sex school increases the risk of your child becoming a homosexual? Do you think it's true?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
I do.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because by nature,
By nature.
God created us.
Mm.
We have to be around each other.
Mm.
The males are supposed to be around the females, and that's how it's supposed to be. Kakati goracho disorganizing a hormones. Eh? You know, when you're around these people, first of all, when
You're going to kill me.
yeah, you're disorganizing your body.
Disorganizing. So single-sex schools are disorganizing hormones.
Not okay. That
So-
statement is kind of big, but the fact is, when we are, you know, there is that interaction. You can compare.
That makes you comfortable.
That makes you comfortable. Let me tell you, an environment. I'm talking
But
for my.
you said that one of the things that push people to becoming homosexuals is when I'm heartbroken too many times.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a mixed school and I'm getting
has
all
told you
those
to come?
rejections. No, if I'm in a mixed school and I'm getting all those rejections, and a person who is in a single-sex school settled with their emotions, who's most
Which
likely going to
rejections
get?
are you talking about?
Auntie, I go to a babe, she refuses.
She refuses you.
Mm.
Read your books. Me, I've told you. There is no reason as to why you're in love.
No,
in
we are
Form One.
talking. We are talking about hormones and that whole chat on hormones.
Let me tell you.
And I just want you to differentiate for me
Sometimes you're just excited.
excitement. So it's sometimes
You're
excitement.
excited, just now. For example, now if you're talking about someone in senior 1 to form 3, you're not in love with this girl. You're just excited. You just see a brown girl, she's looking nice, and then you're just excited. Tomwagala.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can be there. You can survive being in a mixed school and you don't couple. You can. It's very possible.
So my question is simple. If you're in a mixed school, do you mean to say that chances are less?
It's just, yes. That is
Really?
the less of you being homo. Because you're seeing what boys can do for you that a girl can't. And I've said the environment with the opposite gender is different. It's different.
It's different.
It's a different environment. I don't know if people call it uncomfortable or what, but the environment is different. You may not fall in love with these boys, but you will notice their importance. You will not have this saying of what a woman can do, a man can do better. You won't think of. Sorry, it's
Anyway,
what a man
what a man can do, a woman can
I
do
don't
better.
know, but all I know, that saying is wrong.
So anyway, people will let us know what they think about it. So in the comment section, we expect something like, where are the chances high, and basically
The
why.
chances are higher in single schools because this person is not seeing the opposite gender, and the body, you can't control your body. So
Okay, let's just proceed with this conversation. So
Yeah.
I want us to talk about the impacts
the
it has on the
impact
victims and
on the
what
victims.
they can do, because this is, again, I told you, let us not pretend that kids are falling into the trap. Are not falling into the trap, rather.
It's
People
not a
are
trap.
there. It is a trap.
babikola baagala.
Exactly. Okay, now
Babikola
that is
babimanyi.
where
It's not
that
a
is where-
trap.
because we've over preached about you're going to become this. That is now. Now let's preach about what can, as a high school student, and you're starting to develop such ugly emotions. What can you do? What do you think you can do to get out of such a situation?
I feel like first and foremost, getting such things in your head, you're too idle.
Too idle.
You're idle. You can start thinking of such things when you're busy. You can now, for example, some of us are hustlers.
Mwiribe
tukola
ebitabo.
ebitabo when in holiday tunoonya sente. You cannot be thinking about such things.
So they are idle.
You're idle. You don't have things to do. You wake up, you watch Netflix, you eat cereal. You're just there doing completely nothing.
So naturally, you choose to explore other
Exactly,
things that
because
you have
of
never
the
done.
boredom.
Because you are bored, you are not occupied.
Get things to do.
What is the thing that someone can do? Because, okay, being idle, you can
And
replace
also,
with
I
hobbies
think,
and
I think for those, I feel like apart from the atheists, I don't know what the atheists will do about it, but someone who is a believer, and you believe in God, try and study your religion more, because there is no religion. There is no religion that supports that.
Yeah, there is no
if you are
religion
Muslim, kwata Qur'ani gisome. If you are Christian, sit down and read that Bible. I don't know those verses.
It actually helps,
yeah,
because
it does.
I've seen someone that was expelled for the same, but the next time I saw them, they were so staunch
Return
in their
to your
religion.
Lord.
And I think that is one thing that has actually helped them to transform.
When you return to your Lord,
change.
Things
Someone is going to say, "I know many gays." Forgive me. I just relate with many people. But basically, I think what Anat says is very, very, very true.
Yeah.
Returning to your God. Because now, if you're someone that reads at least a surah every day, why do you be thinking about liking a fellow man?
Why?
You understand?
What even attracts you on someone of your gender? What is attractive there? Me, I've never understood that thing in my head. I swear. Because what? Okay.
What is attractive there?
What is that? Someone of my gender,
And
I swear
by the way,
nothing is attractive.
Like, many people will say, I have to do what I want and all. But you have to think about it. Why should you be different when it's quite obvious how you should behave? Yeah? Like, why should you be different?
Why? And besides, okay, this thing, I call homosexuality suicidal.
Suicidal.
It's suicidal because at the end of the day, you are doing things in a controversial way, because you're turning around things that were already programmed to work the way they have to work, and you're doing them the other way. So it is, first of all, I've seen homosexuals that are sick because of that, and for you continue doing it, I don't know even where you get that confidence, because you've seen people sick, like you're saying, people bedridden because of it, and you still have the confidence to do it. For example, somebody parts are meant to do other things, and for you, you're forcing them to do other things. At the end of the day, you are harming yourself. It is suicidal. You're killing yourself slowly, and you're seeing it, but I don't know what is wrong with it.
So do you think, because there is a law in Uganda, a bill, I would say, the anti-gay bill, do you think government has made enough follow-up within schools? Because, the whole idea of schools, abana bali trapped in an environment.
Yeah.
Have we seen government trying to do something for schools specifically? Because honestly, as I told you, schools have very many priorities. Some schools, you can find some schools that entirely don't follow up on, kids' relationships and all that. Actually, in 2013, you can research about it. I won't mention names. There's a teacher that was caught. Teacher-kid relationship. Something like that.
And it was a homosexual relationship.
A homosexual relationship. A male child, and a male teacher in 2013.
Yeah.
In some schools there. And when we say these things, they don't happen in our school. Then someone might say, somebody amwenga chiri mulala. Nga chitabuse. Abana basoma Quran.
Our school people don't even couple.
Yes, true.
But fact is,
what I think is that there should be a deliberate effort, probably to push schools more, because I think what schools do, they wait to get you and expel you. This is what I think schools do. This is what schools. That's the only mechanism. But have we gone a step ahead
to monitor these children?
Expelling to second stage fire.
Mm.
So have we made any deliberate effort to come now to a child that is on the first stage? And this is all about being open, because sometimes kids feel like it's a controversial topic to talk about with a teacher.
Yeah.
Teachers become more open. What do you mean you don't want to advise a child about such a topic?
Auntie,
because for you think it's controversial.
No,
the
like, thing
give
is
them
that
the advice. Let kids feel free. Let them be open-minded. Yeah, let them be open-minded that I can be convinced out of this.
You see, there was a show I watched, and they were asking why in international schools teachers just let children be. You get? And then a teacher commented on that video, and they said that omwana omugambako n'agenda n'akulopa ewa muzadde we, omuzadde n'ajja n'akifuula otegeera n'akifuula kinene nnyo.
I think this is something that we all agree upon.
Abazadde tebagala bagambira ku baana baabwe.
There is no parent that actually
abazadde tebagala bagambira ku baana baabwe. Omwana asaana ogenda n'akigamba omuzadde.
I've heard of an instance where a school was trying to expel a child for homosexuality, and the parent came and asked, "Why are you expelling my child?"
Where were they?
They were homosexual. Is that a crime?
Abazadde tebagala bagambira ku baana baabwe.
Why when Jogere government nowadays, ask kids do things of new curriculum. Then abazadde ennaku zino kyaleka tulina aba new curriculum. Abazadde ba new curriculum. Because as a parent, why would you come and say?
Agenda kugamba lwaki omwana wange omugamba ebintu we bityo? Oyagala kunnyonoonera mwana, but you're trying to.
And that's the bad mindset. We were actually supposed to be joined by someone. We were supposed to be joined by someone for this conversation from a certain school, a single-sex school. But their parents refused because apparently the topic is so sensitive. But it is out of that sensitive nature that we get to change what people think. We get to give them advice. Because if it's so sensitive, ogenda funa omuntu nga homosexual, I'm convincing that it's something that is good.
It's something good, yeah.
Do you understand? Sure. And they will buy into it because it is so sensitive.
And some parents, as you said, some parents think this child is still young. And some parents, let me tell you, you see, this so-called modern parenting, you don't understand that thing.
Parents are even never there.
When the parents are never there, parents are afraid of telling their children anything. So parents even apologize these days. Parents apologize.
Really? Parents apologize?
Okay, I'm not saying apologizing is bad, but just...
an African parent apologizing is crazy.
I don't understand.
But anyway,
you have to be the parent. There has to be a difference. Your parent, your child has to be your friend.
These kids are busy advising parents. Musazeewo kubuulirira abazadde.
Abazadde abamu walayi beetaaga ogambako. You see, your child has to be your friend. Ne walina okubaawo enjawulo wakati wo n'omwana. Some parents are too friendly with their children. Omwana tasaana mugamba nti ekyo kyokola kibi. Ate naye omwana ajja kunkyawa, omwana ajja kunyiiga, omwana. At the end of the day, your child is becoming a nuisance in society because you don't want to tell them anything.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us for this particular conversation. Please pick all the important information and leave all that is not important.
Stay away from homosexuality. It's bad.
So we can continue with this conversation within the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe on all our handles. We have X, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have everywhere. Just look up Daily Grind. Tell your friends about Daily Grind. And the part of inviting or hosting people, it goes back to the comment section. The most commented school, we invite someone from that school. So it's not going to change. Until then, bye-bye.
Salam alaikum.